Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha Leanne and I talk about books. Today is Friday, February 24th, so that means that it is time for another edition of Friday Reads, where I take you through books that I finished since last Friday, the books that I have been reading since then, and the books that I plan on reading next. So let's just jump right into it. First book that I finished this week since last Friday was Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I love this book so much. I love it. I love everything about this book. 5 stars. I love it. We're getting towards the end of February, so I'm going to talk more about the specifics of that in my actual February wrap up, which is probably going to be a 2-parter because I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth than I usually do. But really, really love this book. So yeah. The second book that I finished this week was Happiness Like Water by Chinelo Okparanta. Also, absolutely loved this one. I highly recommend it. I have quite a few tabbies in here because there was a lot of stuff, a lot of things that stuck with me. Let me just say, I think I've said this already, but I'm gonna say it again. This is not a book about happiness. It's a book about a lot of other things. I'm not gonna go into detail because I'm gonna save that for my wrap up. I may be doing wrap up instead of Friday Reads. We will see. But I really, really liked this book. It is a short story collection, so if you don't like short story collections, you may want to avoid this. However, even if you don't like short story collections, I'm still going to say that you should read it because it is beautiful. It is insightful. It is good. Read this book. Okay, so what am I currently reading? I am still currently reading Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. Please Lord, hope I'm saying that right, but it's taking me a while to get through this. Not because it is bad, the writing is absolutely gorgeous. I am thoroughly enjoying it so far. However, sometimes it can just take a minute to get through it all. There's a lot of characters. Sometimes it can take me a minute to remember. I am trying to read this very slowly. I tend to be a pretty quick reader, and so in this particular case, I'm really trying to slow things down. I am reading it in ebook format, and one of the things that I've noticed is I'm actually reading 2 pages, but it's only counting as 1 page in the page count, so I feel like I'm getting through it a little bit slower than I would normally, whenever you look at the page count. But it is excellent so far. I'm about halfway through it. My goal is to actually finish it in the next 2 days so that I can spend the last couple of days reading another book, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So yeah, there's that. The other book that I am still currently trucking my way through is Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I am thoroughly enjoying this so far. I am really liking the writing. I am really liking the characters. There are a couple things that I am not so thrilled about. I feel like this is Joe Hill. If you are not aware, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. Their writing styles are very similar, and sometimes it almost feels like I'm reading a King instead of a Joe Hill. Not to mention, in this particular book, there are so many nods to Stephen King works, which I am living for. Can we just talk about that? So far in this book, there's been references to It, the Dark Tower series, The Stand. Those are the only 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, but I love it. I love you're reading across the line and you're like, ha, see what you did there. So far my only complaint is I feel like he's kind of lost his voice a little bit. I have read 2 other Joe Hill novels aside from this, and those definitely felt very different than this one did. Not in a bad way, but I could tell that I was reading a Hill versus this one is a little bit different. And I'm gonna stop holding this book up now because it's really heavy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm actually planning on finishing this one tomorrow. Today. I want to finish it today because today is Friday. Yes, today is Friday, and I only have 1 more day off of work before I go back to work, and that's sad. So I've been kind of on a staycation, but yes, planning on finishing this tomorrow. Really liking it so far. So what am I going to pick up after I finish both of those? I only know of 1 book right now because it is getting towards the end of February, and I kind of want to finish, aside from what I'm reading right now, I want to finish those 2, and then I want to finish at least 1 more before the end of February, with February being a short month. I was going through what I had read, and I noticed that I'm kind of coming up short on one of my diversity challenges for this month. So I am actually hopefully assuming that everything works out the way that it is supposed to. I'm going to be reading On the Edge of Gone by, what is her name? Corinne Davis. I don't know how to say her name. Really sorry. Don't really know much about this book aside from the fact that it completes the requirement for a neurodiverse main character in Own Voices. That is all I know. Don't know anything else other than that. So hopefully it's good. I've heard good things about it so far. But that's the only book that I plan on picking up this week, since only half of the week is in February. So we'll see how much I get done. So that's all I have for you guys today for Friday Reads. As always, if you like this video and you want to see more, make sure you give me a thumbs up, click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!